Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Alright, so today is a day of mostly confusion. I left Saturday midday to run to Kansas, go watch my daughter play in a softball tournament. Told the bail crew, you don't gotta run tomorrow, let's just take a day off, you guys get some sleep, fire back up on Monday. Well, when I got over there, then the big chief decided they were coming home. And yesterday morning, he calls all the bail crew and gets them going all over the place. So, needless to say, I got a lot of phone or text messages early in the morning asking where to go. And I was confused as hell, because I'm like, I told you guys not to bail. Well, explain that to the chief, because he just called us and said go bail. So I got everything straightened out there. I get home last night. It was, I don't know, 4:30. We go out to dinner for Father's Day at my brother-in-law's, because man, can he cook. Those are some good ribs. But I asked my dad, I go, so who's the bail crew tomorrow and where are they going? I don't know. You figure that out. I'm like, it's already 9:30 at night. I'm not going to text and call people this late. And I'm not exactly comfortable calling people early in the morning when I haven't given them a warning that, hey, you're on call. So, here it is, 7 o'clock. I'm in the rake, one of them, headed to do a field that he says we can bail. I have no idea because I didn't check it. Meanwhile, Cameron, who's just eager to bail, he is running Baylor on the other side of the river, trying to get finished up over there. And he was going to call Maddie to come be his rake driver. But I'm not that eager to call someone to bail where I'm going, because I'm questioning whether it can be bailed or not without being checked. So we're going to see how this goes. Yeah, I think it's going to be alright. I got plastic vibrating like crazy, driving me nuts. I got it unchecked. We've had a pretty good bailing do. I mean, it's not wet like it do, but the humidity got high, the hay got tough, it feels nice, but I can't tell how much of that moisture that's in the windrow is already there and how much just came overnight. So I'm still not in a massive hurry just yet. Plus, all I got to do is this one field, so 40 acres is all the more the one baler has to do. Cameron's got to do 60-ish, 50, I don't know. Anyways, I'm thinking we're going to be okay. Alright, got Blanca in the rake, I'm in the baler. Moisture's been all over the place. You can hear it chirping at me because it's saying it's tough. We'll see how it turns out. So I really, really despise baling hay without having checked the field first. I hate just going off of, oh, the wind was blowing, it was hot, it's been 3 days, it'll be dry. No, you gotta go check it. Bottom half of this field was super green and growthy when it was swamped. Top half was full bloom. And when I say full bloom, that is an understatement for how much bloom there was out there. So it's gonna be interesting how the two different growth types, let's call it, balance out in this. I think it was right a week ago I last carried the camera when I was doing the whole baling and spraying and craziness, and I was talking about how much fun it was. It's amazing how 1 week can go from absolute top-notch, best fun you can have all year as a farmer, to this week it is insanely depressing. So first cutting is really winding down. I mean, we've got a lot to go yet, but it's growing because it couldn't get started at the beginning of the year without irrigation. So it's way behind what got irrigated last fall. So we got kind of a week here where it's going to be a field here, a field there. When I get done baling this, we will not have a single acre of hay cut on the ground. We haven't cut since Friday. Spraying is really wound down because I got so much done last week going like crazy that this week honestly, I don't know if I have anything to spray this week. Corn is 100% done. Feed is about 50% done because I did pre-emerge on it. The rest of the feed, I gotta wait for it to grow up a little bit. I believe you saw that in one of the videos where I destroyed some flood ground that was ready to spray and left 8-inch deep ruts. I gotta wait for all the feed to get that way now that I did put pre-emerge on, so that way I can spray off the weeds once they come up. It's one of those deals, it's kind of timing, and we didn't buy seed that was treated to be sprayed with pre-emerge, so that really put us behind the 8 ball on a few fields. Not that big a deal. Figured that part out. And last week at this time, there was 800 foot CFS, cubic foot per second, coming through the head gate at our canal, which means you have water 2 days every week. Now this week, just like there's no hay, there's no spraying, there's no water. Our mountain snowpack is officially done. When I hooked last night, our head gate had 150 foot coming through the head gate. At that rate, without kicking in lake water, you get 2 days of water a month. And especially where it's 100 degrees and windy, there's so much evaporation loss, because I think our first head gate is 100 miles from the canal's head gate in the river. So yeah, that sucks. They turned in a bunch of lake water, so they still have roughly 300, 400 feet coming down the canal. We should have water maybe the end of this week. Bad part is I don't know if we have enough lake water, because it was so dry all winter. From November 15th to March 15th, instead of running down the canal, it goes into our storage lakes. Because there was such little moisture, we don't have much storage. I don't even know if we have enough water to get the next run to us, which means we are 100% dependent on Mother Nature. In a normal year, that's not so bad. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of what's called La Nina, which means the northern half of the U.S. gets rain, the southern half of the U.S. gets jack shit. So, every long-term forecast I've seen is above normal temps, below normal rain. It's not good when your corn is this tall and just growing like crazy, because it's using a lot of water every single day that we cannot get to it. We'll see how things turn out. They're talking a chance of the monsoon really kicking in. I know watching Instagram, some farmers down in Arizona, they're catching the monsoonal flow firing up. For us, the monsoon is usually a mid-July to early August event. We really need that to kick in. We really just need some thunderstorms. If it's not going to rain here directly on our farms, we at least need it to rain in our river basin to get the river flowing so we can get more water in the canal. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very boring summer. Yeah. But I'm going to keep going round and round. As far as moisture, these bales are kind of all over the place. Now it's getting really dry because I'm getting into thinner crop over there. It was tough. The end rows are always tough. It's all over the place. One other thing while I'm thinking about, I'm almost done with this field. I'm gonna make quite a few bales right there. So in order to make any money off of YouTube, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. I'm a long ways from that. It is what it is. I really don't care. But being that I'm not making any money, I'm not putting a whole lot of money into it. So I'm using a free video editing program that was already on the computer. The other night, it popped up and said, hey, here's a new free editing program. Download it, give it a try. And I was looking at it, and it looks like it has quite a few more functions, a little more options that I think will kind of help with a handful of things I wanted to do. But I couldn't get the videos loaded. I mean, it kept locking up. I tried the old software or the old program. It really wasn't wanting to work. So I'm falling behind on posting videos. I don't know when the next one's going to come out, which will be a couple of videos ahead of when I'm talking to you now. So talking to you now really isn't helping it. But eventually you'll know why. It's going to get kind of random here for a while because it's a new program. I got to figure out how to use it, or figure out that I hate it and go back to my old one. And I got to make time for it. That's kind of another part. But now that things are slowing down, that probably won't be a problem. Either way, just wanted to tell you guys that while I was thinking about it. and I'm really bored. I'm honestly at the point now where I'm talking to myself in the tractor. This is that part of the year. I'm not gonna lie, that's usually day one of the year, so I don't know why I said that part of the year. Anyways, keep going round and round. Alright, baling is done. Now I'm out here marking the tough bales. So what I do is come around with a can of paint, just put a big bright orange X on anything that's tough. And I know you're saying, oh, aren't those obviously junk bales? Essentially, I'm marking anything that can't go in the shed. Now, yes, those two are obvious. It's going to be after lunch before the pickup crew gets here. Tell me, looking around, which ones you think are tough. Because I know of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I'm showing you here. Did you count all 9? Some of you that have been around, hey, you probably could. Oh, look at that stick. I guess I'll just take the whole cap off. So, areas like that will get hot if you put it inside a shed. You pack bales tight inside of a shed, there is no airflow, which means any hot spots will slowly and surely keep heating up and eventually spontaneously combust. Yeah, it's not just a joke in South Park where people hold in their parts and light on fire. Spontaneous combustion in alfalfa is a real thing. Burns down a lot of bale piles over here. I'm trying to avoid that. So I come through and mark them all because our loader operator, Uncle Kenny, Orlay! Come on! Come on! Uncle Kenny, he's 70-ish years old. Let's face it, by the time you get that old, you don't have the greatest eyes anymore. It's a fact of life. After lunch, by the time he gets here, these things are going to start sun bleaching a little bit. And then dark spots, not going to be near as dark, near as obvious. Come through, put a bright orange X on them, then he can just pick them up really fast, keep on moving. Downside is I got to do this field. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Waiting on the dog. This field, really obvious because I did it. Problem is, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's baling, I did none of it. So I gotta go drive it all and figure it out after it's been sitting in the sun for a few days. But I've heard a lot of it is pretty tough. This is why we always joke the Big Chief cannot be in charge of the bale crew. So, like I said earlier, I went to Kansas for a softball tournament. I left Saturday. Jesus. I left Saturday at like noon. Missed the first couple games between Friday afternoon and Saturday morning. To make sure we had some stuff lined out, I had some spraying to do. Last thing I told the bale crew was don't bale anything Sunday. Let's take a day off. We'll reset Sunday night. I'll come up with a plan, get everything going on Monday. I'm awoken on Sunday by Cameron calling, asking about what all he's supposed to bale. I go, what are you talking about? You're not supposed to bail. Well, tell that to the Big Chief because he called. We're going to bail. I go, well, then ask him what to bail. And they bailed everything. Nope, there's spots there. I'm about out of paint. This is field 1 of 4. I already marked the other side. I got marked that side. Could it be the first good one? No. Nope. Big spot right there. There. Dead snake there. Ah. This is frustrating because this was a good field. Ah. No wonder I don't take vacation in the summer. You know it was a bad field when you run out of spray paint. I finished where I was at, got to the next field, marked 2 bales. Granted, there was only 6 there, so 4 are good. They're bone dry, but they're not tough. So, pissed off, heading back to the shop. Just got a Snapchat from Cameron that honestly turned my day a complete 180. Got a little surprise for you. Let's check this out. It's a demo from Taylor Equipment. This is gonna be fun. This has been in the works for a couple of months, trying to get this here. I am excited to say the least. I don't even know how the hell you say that company name. Either way, this is gonna be fun, but I gotta haul ass back to town because I guess they're wanting to know where a good load is, so I gotta go get a whole bunch more bales marked. We'll get more into this later. Wouldn't mind just keeping the truck and trailer too. Damn. Okay, just got done eating lunch. Now I guess I gotta go back to town. By the way, that's where all these bales have been going and painting are. I did the one field just right over here a mile, but then everything else that I've been having to really look at that I didn't bale has been either literally in town, as you saw by the housing development around the one field, or east of town. Well, I thought I'd found it, I got 2 semi-loads figured out, and I go, the rest is basically junk, just haul it to the feedlot. Get out of here, Uncle Kenny calls, he goes, hey, your dad said we gotta find a 3rd load to take into town to the horses. So now I'm running back in to see if I can find a 3rd load of good hay, which is highly doubtful because there isn't a full load at the next field. So I guess let's run in there, mess with that, then we'll go look at the new swather. Alright, Kenny is squared away. Didn't get a full 3rd load of good hay, but we got half a load. These bales here, they look nice. A little bit of grass on 2 of them there where you can see the grassy spot, but the rest that look pretty good. As you can see by the clouds, got a slight chance of severe thunderstorms popping up here in the next couple hours when I watch the weather at noon. Got a chance of rain, basically a little chance of thunderstorms popping up every day this week, so that's kind of nice. Hopefully they stay not severe, just thunderstorms. But yeah, so Kenny's got a plan there. I'm gonna go start getting some equipment shuffled around just in case, and then start figuring out the mower. Okay guys, so here it is, Claas 950 Axio. This thing is insane, to say the least. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the name. Well, let's try. Samazes? S-A-M-A-Z or S-Z. Samazes. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, I'm just trying to kind of figure everything out. The Jory, the Claas rep, he's not going to be down for a few days yet. We're wanting this for the end of the week for a demo, and they had it basically ready to go, so they went ahead and shipped it today. The main reason I got in it is, as you can see, we got thunderstorms popping up, and I figured, well, better get it in the shed, because I don't want to get yelled at. But it's got Ag Leader GPS. I got that figured out. Pretty simple there. Hydraulics controlling everything. I haven't figured out the hydraulic yet to move the merger belts out of the way, but I'm not going to fire it up. Jory even said the left wing, the clutch is burned up on it from their demo. He's got it in his pickup. He's just trying to get down here. When the dealership's 4 hours away, things happen. So I'm just going to fold this bag up, put it away. I'm sure you guys will see a lot of this coming, but I think I'm going to go see if the bale guys need any help, because they're going to be a little while. I will say, by far the funniest thing I found so far is the transport locks. See these 2 ropes coming in the cab? That goes, they pull on each of the wing locks. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, these ropes are better than having to get out. It's just really funny that that's how you do it. Okay, in the shed. Telling you guys, pop-up thunderstorms is what you have to live by out here. We could be in for a decent little shower here. This is nice. I wonder how the bale guys are getting along. What's left to come out? What do they got in there? What do we got? What do we got? Makes me sad because we had 2 loads of barn quality hay on their way out here that now just drove through a pretty good rain in town, and they got a lot more to come through to get to me. That part makes me sad, but by God, if it means we had to ruin 2 loads of hay to get it to rain, I will gladly accept that. I was going to just space the bales out here, but then Hector has nowhere to park the drill because he's got to be coming back from a farm over east because he's got to be too wet. Shit! I think that was our big rain chance of the day. Maybe a tenth. I don't even think it was that much. Got a little interesting trying to unload that hay truck because there was a flash of lightning so close it hurt both Cameron and I's eyes. And I's eyes. You know what I mean. And the thunder shook that loader. Either way though, it's unloaded. It's probably too wet to go pick up the bales now where I was at this morning. So, head to the shop, figure out the plan for the rest of the day. Okay guys, I know it's windy, bear with me. Just came out here to feel what the hay looked like, see what the ground looked like. It's 6 o'clock now. Just spent the rest of the afternoon in the shop. Wanted to come see if we can move these bales in the morning. We figured let the ground dry. It's a flood field. We don't want to rut it up with a semi. But I think we're going to be okay here. I'm not going to lie. After that storm went through, it got in like the low 80s and the humidity spiked. I think the one there at the shop was showing it was in the upper 80s or mid 80s, I mean. So you had 80 degrees, 80% humidity type deal and no wind, and holy crap, that felt so much more miserable than earlier today when it was in the upper 90s, low humidity and no wind. I don't know, it's weird. I mean, to me it's almost like, you know, cattle in 105 degrees, 90+% humidity and zero wind for multiple days. I mean, it almost makes sense why so many of them could die in conditions like that. But I mean, that can't be right? It's got to be a government conspiracy to cause a food shortage. That's what caused it.